It's not a par, babe. Took my main ting on a spa day. Then I booked Paris and she told me she can't wait. You think I use my own card? Hey, which square do I use? Man, I getting at it by the weirdest of views. Drop the rhythm, they were daring me to.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to BnG Hot Topics. I'm your favorite host, XEK, and I'm sitting here with your favorite TL victim, Mr. Mike Modern.
TL victim, that's a new one.
Nah, literally, because you just seem to be topic of discussion I don't even know.
Yeah?
Yeah. So what's good with you? How are you?
Everything's good. Life's good. I can't complain now.
Where are you coming from today?
Canary.
Okay.
So, quite local.
Quite local, it's
quite
true.
Local, yes.
So obviously this interview, I think you know what you're here for, innit?
I've got an idea.
Are you ready?
To why I'm here. I'm always ready. I was born ready.
Obviously, with these questions are just questions people want to know, and me myself as well. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with Fraud Bay.
Yes, the one and only.
Tell us who you are first of all. Before we start, with the whole Fraud Bay situation, tell us about Michael.
Michael's just a normal young black man, born and raised in Germany. Moved to United Kingdom, originally from Milton Keynes.
Okay.
So I've lived in London for a little while, but Milton Keynes is pretty much my hometown. If we're talking about England itself, but I've lived in a lot of places. But yeah, man, I'm just a crazy dude. You know, I think a lot of my close ones, my day ones, would say this ain't nothing new. It's just that obviously now it's in the public for people to see. But I've always been an outspoken person and kind of always said my mind and speak how I think, really, yeah.
Do you know what? You coming here today and the way you've presented yourself, the way you talk, these allegations, I don't know if it's the same you.
Do you know what? A lot of people say that thing. Obviously, a lot of people meet me and they go, you know, the person that people speak of, or the person that we see on social media that just isn't this person that we're speaking to right now.
Yeah.
And again, you know, there's, you know, obviously on Twitter and stuff like that, you can only pretty much post, you know, things that you write and stuff. So people can always take it in a way that they want to take it and they want to perceive it. So I've always made it clear, you know, when you do meet me, you probably will change your mind. And I think a lot of times people have actually said, I had a feeling that when I meet you, I'm going to start liking you, and I hate the fact that I do now. So I hate myself. It's like, damn.
No, for real, damn. So you said you come from Germany. Tell us a bit about that. How old was you when you moved here to the UK anyway? Yeah,
I was just turning 13, so just before 13.
So do you still speak German?
I do speak German fluently, yes.
Okay, that's good, you know.
Yeah.
So what are you, bilingual?
Yeah, I speak quite a few languages, you know, love languages and all these other things.
Oh, okay. So what country are you from originally?
Ghana.
You're from Ghana, so you speak Twi?
Yeah, so I'm gonna clear it out because a lot of people obviously got quite confused with my nationality. I've heard all sorts.
Why people think you're Jamaican?
A lot of people think I'm Jamaican.
Yeah, I can see why.
A lot of people think I'm Jamaican. And a lot of times I just thought, you know what? Confuse your enemies. That's what I call it. Yeah. So if they're gonna call you Jamaican, you might as well just go with the flow. So I started putting Jamaican flags in my name. And,
no!
You know, I've had discussions and I've been on talk shows and they're like, he's Jamaican, no, he's Ghanaian, and all sorts of countries are just flying around. And
so you're proud Ghanaian?
I'm a very proud Ghanaian.
So
proud.
So if I say Kwatasem, what are you gonna say to me?
Oh, and yes, sir.
What does that mean?
Don't do that.
Okay. You know, just checking in that area. So, where did this name Michael Modern come from?
Modern's actually my middle name.
Okay.
So my mum's been quite creative with all of our names. So it wasn't one of them made up names. I mean, if I did come up with a made up name, it would have been, I don't know, it would have probably been like Snoop Cat or something. I'm not creative enough when it comes to names. When I was a kid, I was called Stera Kid. I don't know why I called myself that, but I like to stare a lot. So
I said Stera Kid, you know.
Stera Kid. And I actually and people say I stare a lot of things up, always staring things. So, but yeah, I've never been good with nicknames. It's actually my name.
Okay, so Michael Modern is his name.
That's my name.
Okay, for those who are out there saying this, okay, whatever. But we're getting there. So, okay, how did you come about? When would you say people started to know you?
Do you know what? People have known me for quite a little while. I've always been quite a popular figure, obviously not to this crazy extent, but I put it down to the fact that social media is getting bigger and bigger each day. So even if a lot of people knew me, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago, social media wasn't as powerful. So a lot of things that have been done in the social media in the past regarding myself never went viral. So this ain't the first time I've been exposed for a lot of things, you feel me? A lot of times it did come down to being deceitful towards women, not loyal and stuff like that, and women have out their opinions in regards to their personal relationships with myself on social media platforms such as Instagram and Twitter and stuff. But again, like I said, I think the internet is just getting so much more powerful on a daily basis that anything that you voice out, anything that's said could go majorly viral. But yeah, it's always been the case. I mean, from youngin', I've been quite a known person, quite a big personality, and one of them people where as soon as I walk into a room, people want to know who this person is. I do walk with a lot of confidence. I talk different, I walk different, I present myself differently, so it's quite obvious.
Yeah, obvious. Obvious. How old are you?
26.
You're 26.
I am 26 indeed, yeah.
And you're there here with these Howards. Anyways, let me not get there.
Actually, we're gonna get there to the end.
We'll get in there.
I want to clarify that part because a lot of people are saying, I like these young gal and thing there, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
I'm not trying to go there too quickly.
That's fine. Let's warm up.
I'm actually trying to get to know you first before I come for you.
Yeah.
So what, what's the meaning behind your style? Like your purpose? Like you're a very flashy type of guy.
Yeah.
And what's the reason why? What, you know what I mean?
I like piercings. I used to have a lot more. I think it came down to the fact that growing up I was a dark-skinned black young man, and there was a lot of other dark-skinned black young men around me. So I wanted to have my unique look and kind of stand out. And jewelry to me was one of the major ones for me. I've always been into piercings, so that's when I got my nose pierced, my tragus pierced, and a lot of other stuff, just to kind of be a unique figure.
When you say a lot of other stuff,
don't worry about them places. You know what I'm saying? But
no, don't tell me you had your nipples pierced.
I didn't have my nipples pierced, no. But I was actually thinking about it once, to be fair.
No, but that's scary. Because if it's not your nipple, then what else have you got pierced?
Alright. But yeah, you know what I mean. But just kind of going for a unique look. That kind of just says, this is me. This is my look.
So you like the body modification because you got the tattoos, and then you said you like the piercings.
I like the piercings.
So that's just the type of guy you are. You just
that's just me.
Yeah,
flashy. I like nice clothes. I like expensive stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you're an expensive type of guy. Talking about expensive, wait, hold on. I don't want you to be like, because my card, I don't know where it is right now.
I was gonna say, I hope you ain't got your wallet on you.
No, because you like to lose your wallet.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna get to that as well because I seem to think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think people are just throwing that into any little scandal that goes on. There's only so much someone can say. I've lost my wallet, or I can't find my wallet.
That story is so funny.
Let's be honest here. I mean, since I've been on national TV.
TV, mate.
National TV. So any date that I've had after that. Do you really think I'm going to sit there and still be like, by the way, I've lost my wallet?
Of course not.
Come on.
Of course not.
You're taking a piss, Michael. Like, people are going to think, what? You think I'm Angel? Do you think I'm one of these girls? So, that's excuse my French, but bullshit.
Shout out Angel.
Hold tight, Angel.
Shout out my G Angel.
I heard she's moved back to South Africa. We wonder why.
I wonder why. Are you proud?
Listen, I ain't got nothing to do with that. No one put no gun in her head and said go on national TV and make a mess out of yourself, man. Boy. She seems to think she's done a good thing, but...
Did you feel sorry for her when she was on TV and that?
Not when she was on TV, no. But when it was all happening at first, my first initial thought was, let me reach out to her. Obviously, from where I was sitting, I was assuming she was very hurt. Obviously, that's why she
men are trash. I swear to God.
Listen. It's only when do you know what people need to understand? When people say I'm not remorseful, I ain't got no heart, or I'm some sort of villain. Of course, I felt sorry for her at first, but when I started seeing the freestyles being done, and I started seeing how much fun she was having with it, and it went on to obviously going on national TV and talking to every newspaper, news reporter, and stuff like that. At that point, I feel like. You're not just this ain't just aimed at me at this stage. You're affecting everybody else around me, my family, my loved ones, my friends, etc. So at this point, I'm thinking, right, cool. You've taken a little bit too far, and I'm starting to really, I'm starting to think okay, maybe this was part of your plan.
How did your mum feel? Because in this situation, I'm the type, I like to look at both sides. Even though I understand where Angel's coming from, because I could be there in the group chat too, like, trash. But at the same time, I also felt for you, because didn't it affect you? Like, did you have nightmares or something? Cause I would have nightmares.
I sleep good.
Oh, you sleep good.
I sleep good, girl.
You sleep good.
I mean, I have 3-4 meals a day. You know, I got you know, plenty of weed in my yard. I got plenty of alcohol. I got a beautiful view from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, he's living in Canary. Man's living life.
I'm all right for now, man. I'm all right for now. It's not gonna be forever. You feel me? We're trying to do it bigger and better. But I'm human. So I'm
every
not gonna.
Human does a mistake.
You know, there's only so much we can take as humans. I do understand that to a certain extent. I'm very, very strong-minded, very confident within any sort of situation that I get myself into, because I've always got myself into some messy situations since school days. So it's kind of come with me from a very long time. But yeah, of course. I mean, it's to me what hurt was how it was affecting people around me. Not myself. I think if it was a thing where everybody else around me was cool, I would have been cool. But it's almost like, you know, so much was happening and people obviously didn't know if, you know, what's the truth behind it, and of course a lot of people were worried about me because they're trying to reach out to me and I'm not answering any calls. So on their side, I felt sorry for them, if anything.
Guys, listen to the way Michael speaks, You'd never think this is the Michael from the TL that everyone is coming for. He's a woman. Am I sitting with a woman beater?
My mum never raised no woman beater. Okay. And you know what? That's again, we'll get to that anyway.
All the TL wants to be talking about is the negative side of Michael. Like, I've been hearing the negative, I've been seeing the negative. There's so much people have to say, but I want you, because when you come on the show and you're sitting with me, it's literally to clear the boards, and to kind of like put your side, exactly, put out your side. Tell us the good side of you, because everyone has a good side, you know? And the only person that can tell the good side of you is yourself. So tell us, like, the good side of you. What does Michael do for a living? Do you know what I mean? What do you? I've
changed lives. I mean, I've been in recruitment for the last 4 years. Obviously, I'm kind of in and out of work at the moment with the busy schedule that I've got going. But I've changed life. I've given so many youths and people around me jobs. Even people through Twitter and social media and all that other stuff that I've been looking for work.
That's good.
I've been getting them into interviews. Many of them I've had a job through that interview because I've been putting in some good words, whether I know the person or not. So, you know, there's so many people out there that can vouch to that. I've been given so many people jobs that couldn't find any jobs before. And we all know we're in a society right now, it's not easy to get a job, especially a well-paid job. But on top of that, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm an uncle. I've got a lot of people that look up to me.
So you haven't got kids?
I haven't got any kids, no. Not yet, no. So, you know, I've helped out a lot of people, and I'm not one to ever blow my own trumpet, you know, but like you said, a lot of people are quick to voice out the negatives, but they don't, you know, ever voice out how much of the good things that I've done for people and the lives that I've changed. And
of course,
you know, but then again, I feel like maybe they just don't want to get involved in the whole thing. And I know it's gone so viral that I feel like, I mean, there was one girl actually, when it was all happening, there was a few girls that were literally in my defense as soon as possible, and they got absolutely just boom.
People came for them as well.
Absolute tornado just coming at them.
Bless them.
And so to a certain extent, I've actually told a lot of people that did wanted to voice their opinions in regards to the sort of person I really am, the real Michael. I've actually said to them not to do it, and that's fine. I can take all the hate, because all these years I've been used to getting all the love, and then all of a sudden it's obviously changed itself around. The same people that were throwing the absolute pants and tits at me are now throwing us, you know, abuse and whatnot. I get it, but I wouldn't want that to ever happen to anyone else, because, like I said, I can take all of that shit. A lot of other people can't. You feel me? So I've actually told a lot of people that wanted to voice out their opinion in regards to the sort of person I really am, not to come out there and express that. And that, you know, with time people will see it for themselves.
So can I ask you a question? You see, when Angel went on ITV, did you have an opportunity to also go on?
Yeah, they messaged me a day before. They wanted me to come on and tell my side of the story.
So why didn't you?
I've never watched that program in my life, and I'll be honest with you, it's because I've been at work. You know, that's the time where everyone's at work. If you have time to watch it, then fair enough. But I've never ever watched an episode of Good Morning or whatever it's called. This Morning, Good Morning, whatever. So to me, it was like, I'm gonna go on a show that I've never watched. I don't know what sort of audience it is, but I could only assume it's more on a, you know, senior, like, you know, the white British audience. Of course. You see what I'm saying? Especially with the time that they show it. So I just felt like that's not really my audience. They're never really gonna understand where I'm coming from in my side of the story. And I think the minute I walk in, my size and everything, they're just gonna think, do you get where I'm coming from? So to me, it was like, nah, I'm not interested. They offered money, and I said, look, I'm not interested. I can't be bought to come and tell my side of the story. Just to, it just would have just gone crazy. So, and on the other side, obviously, I had BBC One Extra and well, BBC in general that obviously wanted to speak to me. So that's something I could relate to more, because you know, I'm all about BBC. I love BBC. You know, if it's not even just watching programs, Match of the Day or BBC One Extra that I listen to when I'm driving. So to me, I was like, that's me.
Okay, so let's talk about these situations now, because I feel like that's what we're here for. And people that are watching are like, just get to it. So we're gonna get to it.
I've never drunk this much water in my life.
Why are you nervous?
Nervous? Yeah, listen, I'm only human. I told you, man. There's only me, so it's one of them ones.
Down.
I'm good.
Don't worry. Okay, we've got this.
I'm just saying, my mum would be so proud to see me drinking a whole bottle of water. She's been trying to.
Shout out your mum, man.
I love you, mum.
Because I'm sure she went through a matting as well, man. Just thinking, because you're African, like, I would think, if that was my mum. Do you know what?
My parents, my family are my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got my little sister that's kind of out there as well. She obviously, she's an influencer, and she's got about 70k plus followers.
Oh, bless her.
So they've all been my biggest supporters. And I think, do you know what? Of course they were absolutely disappointed, as they should be. But I think because Angel was doing so much, it kind of took their anger towards me away from me a little bit, because at some point my mum thought, I mean, come on,
isn't it? Another
like, she's doing a bit too much, man. You feel me? So
why do you feel so confident in saying her name? Like, you know, some people be like, I won't mention her name, but you're coming.
I've got nothing
you've been
against
saying her name in all your interviews.
Look, do you know what? And I know my own people will probably bash me for this, but she's an absolute sweetheart, man. What she did was wrong, in my opinion. But then again, you know, I caused it all, you know, so I can't really be screaming too much victim. I do think she went too far.
Why did you stop talking?
I felt for someone else. I genuinely thought I was in love with someone else. And I know it sounds crazy, innit? Because I'm sitting there now like, nigga, shut up!
Nigga,
shut up!
Okay.
In love.
So you were chatting to two girls. You're chatting to a girl, yeah? And you're trying to tell me...
listen,
no, you were
two girls is a good day. That's a good ratio.
You're not even Nigerian.
I'm not Nigerian.
That's scary, because this is what we expect from Nigers, you know.
Do you know what? Ghanaians, and I've said this, and they're probably...
Every Nigerian's coming for me right now, but
nah, listen, like, old type Nigerians, old type my 419 crew, man. You know what? Nigerians are very bold with it, and Ghanaians, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people say this guy can't be Ghanaian because he's too confident, too cocky, too outspoken. A lot of us are more reserved, and like I said, a lot of us actually do worse than the Nigerians. We're just not bait with it. There's like no chance. Ghanaian, you see what I'm saying? And then there's me, and I'm just, you know, a lot of these guys are shaking her because they're thinking, damn, Michael Modern's killing our market. He's just putting it all out there, and he's just making everyone realise Ghanaian men are actually trash, when, you know, we want to stay Angel, you know, Angel, yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so the whole fraud-based situation happened.
Yeah.
You released the song.
Yeah.
With confidence.
With confidence.
And you even carried this name, Fraud Bay, with confidence. No, like, as in you went into a show and you properly introduced yourself.
You've got Prison Break, you've got Salt Babe, you've got all sorts of... I mean, you've got someone that went to prison for God knows what he did. I think he went in for murder, if I'm honest. He's come out as Prison Babe, has made millions of God knows how many dollars. He's modelling.
So you thought you could do the same?
No, not that I thought I could do the same, but it's one of them ones there where the name Fraud Bay... You know, there's Michael Modern and there's Fraud Bay now. You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
so
split the
a lot of people are like, they didn't know Michael Modern was Fraud Bay.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So It's only when I started getting bookings off Fraud Bay.
So do you still carry the name Fraud Bay?
It's not that I carry it, but every time I do get a booking,
It's Fraud Bay.
it's Fraud Bay.
So who's Fraud Bay and who's Michael Modern? Make it clear.
I don't know. Angel made up Fraud Bay, so you got to ask her. You know what I'm saying? But if I could be honest, there's two people, yes, but it wouldn't be Michael Modern and Fraud Bay. It would be more Michael, which is my actual surname, Fiesenfeld, and then there's Michael Modern.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is Michael Fiesenfeld. That's just a normal 9-to-5 worker.
Okay.
Works very hard for what he does. Like I said, looks after a lot of people, family, friends, whatever. But then there's this Michael Modern character that, like I said, it's that social media person. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, even with my work colleagues in the past, they look at it and think that can't be the same person. You know, they go on my social media and be like, the way you are in the office, it's totally different. And you know, you walk in there, yes, you've got the confidence like always, and you're good on the phones, and that's why you make sales. But this person that these people speak of outside of work, we don't recognise him. So I'm starting to think maybe there's two characters to me. I've been told anyway, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to see it myself.
Yeah. I feel like everyone has that little... So I'm going to touch on this subject quickly before we start moving on to the hot topics.
Yeah.
What was your ambition growing up? Like, what was it you wanted to be growing up? Because what do you do? You said you work in recruitment here and there.
Yeah.
And obviously you're doing influencing as well. So you've got brands.
Yeah, I've got brands and stuff coming up now.
Okay.
But I never really had a plan. Even when my first job was at 22, 23.
So what was you doing before?
I was doing a lot of things before, man.
No, you was a shot, top shotter.
Nah, not even just that.
Or you was trying to go into the 419 section, but then
I've been banging there for a little while, here and there. I've been banging there for a little while here and there.
It just went wrong one day, and then you got exposed.
And not even that. We'll get to that anyway. You get me? Because Angel was aware with a lot of these transactions, but it's good to kind of tell the story.
I like that because I was going to ask you. You just answered the question.
I'm just saying, yo. You know what I'm saying?
You just answered the question.
You can't tell me a girl goes 2 months without knowing £1,200 is left their account. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get there. But yeah, I've done F here and there, but I'll be honest with you, I've always been kind of like a male gigolo. A male...
got a grind, innit?
What's the word that they use? What do girls do again?
What?
Escorting. Yeah, escort. Yeah, I've always been a... Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, I haven't had to work. Women have always looked after me from young age.
That's what... you know what? I don't know if you saw that video. Yeah, there's a video on YouTube and some guy was literally just bashing your video. Like your... the Fraud Bay music video, and that's what he was saying about you, and that's what I even wanted to ask you. Have you gone down that route, or has it I've not
been paid for sex. I've not directly been paid for sex. No one's actually come to me and said I'm going to give you a certain amount to have sex with me.
Okay.
However, I've been paid. I wouldn't call it for sex, but to be around, to stick around. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And like I said,
you got sugar mummies out there.
I wouldn't even call it sugar mummies because a lot of them are even my age group. Some of them are younger than me. Damn. You see what I'm saying? So when people say sugar mummies, yes, some of them have been older than me, but a lot of them are my age, normal 9-to-5 workers that they earn a normal decent wage, but they feel, they feel they need to throw their wages at me. Okay. And it's that simple, really.
Let me ask you a question, so I can take you out the section of typical fraud boy, innit? What's your favourite designer?
Favorite designer?
Please don't say anything Gucci typical
Nah. Do you know what? I don't even own a pair of Gucci's, anything.
Okay.
I've never really been a fan of Gucci, even those headbands. People need to let go of it, seriously.
Damn.
However, I do love Balenciaga, man. That is.
You're a typical.
Yeah, I do like Balenciaga. A bit of Fendi. I got Dior on actually. So yeah, a bit of everything.
You've got what?
What do you call it, Dior?
Dior.
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 Do you know what I mean? I'm wearing all these designers and I can't even pronounce them.
It gets like that. There's bare people out there that call Givenchy.
Is it not that?
No, it's Givenchy.
Givenchy.
Yeah, you said it right. Cool, so we're getting on to the hot topic now. So you were chatting to Andrea and she didn't know that you used to bang F. I'm so sorry because I'm a female and if I'm chatting to a guy, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, I'm going to know what you do. In it, whether you're shotting, you're doing F, or you're doing whatever you do. Do you know what I mean? She didn't know.
At the time when I met Angel, I'll be honest with you, I stopped doing F because the work was paying.
Okay.
I mean, on a good month, I was taking home 4 to 5k after tax. Obviously commission based, good basic salary, and you know, I was in a senior position. So at that point, I thought, you know what, I could do this 9 to 5 thing. That was the first time I actually thought, you know what, I could do this. So at the time when I met her, I wasn't into fraud at all or anything like that.
I've just got so much for you, and I don't even know where to start right now.
Keep going, B.
Okay, so when you met Angel, was she the only one?
No. At the time, I was talking to quite a few people, but
so you was just mingling, innit?
Yeah, of course. I'm single.
Every day you mingle.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said,
whether you're in a relationship or not, you still mingle.
Nah. look, I'm yeah, you know what I mean. But I was single.
How did you come across her again? Through social media?
No. Well,
she said party, innit?
At a party, we met at a party, and you know, again, when I go to these events and stuff, especially these, you know, social media events, you know, a lot of people approach me, and she was one of them. She was just like, "Oh my God, I follow you everywhere."
She said she didn't know your lifestyle though.
Come on, she's followed me on social media platforms. She came to me as a fan, and I don't want to put it out there because I don't really like to call anyone my fan. Real. But you know, she come to me, she was mesmerized. She's like, "Oh my God, it's him." Do you get where I'm coming from? And you know, I do get that quite a lot of times, but not from. I wouldn't say it's. A lot of times when it happens, it isn't the most attractive people. You see what I'm saying? So I thought, okay, she's moving like a fan, but she's all right though. You see what I'm saying? So she asked me for my snap. She was like, "Oh, you know, I follow you on all the social media platforms, but obviously you don't follow back because you're too busy, blah blah." You know, all that other shenanigans. And I was just like, "Yo, just give me your snap and I hit you up." Yeah. And then she was like,
because she sat there on ITV. Yeah. This is ITV.
Oh, come on.
And she said she didn't even know you.
She said she didn't know me. She said she didn't know nothing about me. She knew of me. She knew a lot she knew enough. That's why so much was so intense at such an early stage. She didn't have to go through the whole getting to know stage because she knows this Mike and Modern thing.
So you lot just clicked in it like
from the get-go. First day, just bang.
And that's why it was intense.
It was intense. That's why it only lasted 2 weeks. Not 2 months, just saying. But it was intense, and yeah, you know, it is what it is.
You took a picture of her card.
I did indeed, yes.
The back and the front.
No, actually, just the front. But then at the time, I remember asking her, obviously, basically in regards to the transactions. Like I said to you, she was aware of, I'd say probably 90% of the transactions. What she wasn't aware of was Paris.
Okay, this girl, hold on. This girl, yeah, you're making her sound like she was this, you know them type of girls like she's whipped. Like she likes you. And she's just letting everything slide. Is that the type where you confirming that's what she was? Because I'm not going to lie, when you hear it and you actually look at it properly like I have, because I had to do revision and everything, it actually looked like she was that type of girl. Like she just let it slide. Because I'm so sorry, okay, I've seen a dodgy transaction once. Cool. Second time, I'm reporting it. I'm calling the bank to ask what's good with my card. She said she did it to trap you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, she liked me a lot. And I think it's got nothing to do with the money. It's got nothing to do with the whole situation itself. I mean, look, regardless, people are going to say, yeah, but £1,200, that's still £1,200 that, assumingly, I didn't have. But what's £1,200? And that's one of the things my mum even looked at and thought, all this fuss over £1,200. But at the same time, it was never about the money. It's purely on the fact that she liked me a lot. She wanted to obviously be with me, and then to find out that everything that she obviously wanted with me, I was doing it with another woman. So I understand where she's coming from. I understand where the pain came from, and why she felt she needed to plot this perfect revenge.
How was France though? Was it nice?
I never made it.
Oh yeah, you didn't, you know.
I never made it, nah.
How did that girl feel? The one you was with at the airport?
Let's just say I made sure she stayed in a 5-star hotel while she was waiting for me to come out of cell.
Damn. Hey, Ma, you got it good.
See what I'm saying? So it's not like she got into a situation where she's now got to wait outside or where. I said, look, take my car keys, take my cards, book yourself the finest hotel that you can find close to the...
Did you still talk to her?
No.
Why?
We'll get to that.
Oh,
Do you know it's got? And again, do you know what? She stuck around. Obviously, you got to understand. Before Angel actually came out with the story, she was 2 months. That was 2 months after the whole thing actually happened.
Yeah.
So obviously, she was the first person to be aware of all of this, and we were still taking trips, doing a lot of things together. She kind of brushed it off. Yes, I admit that at the time when it obviously came out in public, to her it was like, oh, damn, I got to start explaining to people.
Yeah,
Especially the people that I told, we went to France and now they find out that we never even made it.
But I'm sure she was loving it at one point, like, I'm fraud-based, babe.
Yeah, she was cool. Like I said, she was cool because at the end of the day, she knows the real me. And whilst a lot of people were out here screaming, oh, he must be broke, blah, 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 I'm throwing money at her.
So wait, people said apparently your passport got confiscated.
Nah, don't be silly.
I've
been travelling ever since.
Okay, cool.
I've had about 4 holidays since fraud pay.
Okay, it must be nice. So, let's talk about likes, please.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
We
know influencers, they buy followers and buy likes.
You can check my likes and followers are legit. You can
so why would she make that up though?
That was all to do with the music. So obviously, I've always been into music.
Yeah.
Now, what we actually paid for, and I say we because it weren't just myself.
Yeah.
What we actually paid for was, we was planning to, we did do a song with Bassman.
Okay.
And I was going to put it out. However, I know how the music industry works. And they only care about numbers. You see what I'm saying? Once it looks good, once it looks like you got 50,000 views on an Instagram post, they're going to go, right, I'm going to check it out because 50,000 people thought this was good enough to check out. And that's what we paid for, purely to put that post up and make it.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah.
So you paid for the views or the likes for promo, basically?
No, it comes... It's a view package.
Okay.
But it comes as you have the option to get the likes. You have the option to get the views.
Okay.
And you've got the option to get the followers.
Oh, okay.
You get where I'm coming from.
So how much was it?
It was only about 20 quid. £20.
So you couldn't use that from your card, no?
No, that's what it was. I don't know.
But wait, hold on. 4 to 5k. And you couldn't take £20 out to pay for that likes. You had to go use it.
I mean...
No, do you see how that looks like now?
100%.
No, do you see? No, I'm actually like, let's look eye to eye.
Eye to eye. No, definitely.
You see what that looks like?
At things like that and just think, oh, Michael. You see what I'm saying? Even with the Paris situation, I just think, Michael. Especially when you've got the money. You've got the money in the world to take any sort of...
Do you know what? Another thing I have to blame you for. Sorry to cut you off, yeah. Why did you put, if it was to go and buy these things, why use your name? Do you know what I mean? Because she said she tracked you and your name was right there. My
name was right there. Full platform.
So you did it spiteful.
Nah, not even spiteful.
Or did you try to do it low-key thing?
Nah, not low-key at all. But look, with the F game, yeah, and I'll put it out there. I know it's wrong. I agree it's wrong. But we actually have this mindset that they're going to get their mony back anyway. I've done F on my own card.
Yeah. Okay.
Numerous amount of times.
Okay.
Sorry, Nationwide.
Can't talk. Yeah.
But I've done F on my cards numerous amount of times, and I've gone and said someone's done this and this and that, and they've refunded all my money back.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So we all have that assumption, not assumption because it's facts, that they will get their money back. So really and truly, we're not stealing from you, my darling. We're stealing from the bank.
Okay, yeah.
So when it happened, I knew, right, she's eventually obviously going to get a call to say this is what's happened, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And even at the time, that's what I'm saying, with the original ticket that I actually had to go to Paris was a ticket that I paid through my own card. Because at that point, I was already aware that money was refunded back to Angel.
Okay.
So to me, I was like, happy days.
Okay.
Brilliant. She's got all her money back. I can now go and enjoy my holiday. I've already paid for my, at this point, I've paid a brand new ticket, which costs even twice as much as the original ticket that I bought with Angel's card. But I thought, don't matter. That's my own fault. I should have done it correctly.
You should have just took Eurostar,
Nah,
why did you take?
I can't do trains.
But
man.
It's better. It's better. Yeah, man. Like, think of it. King's Cross is just there. You don't have to go through the whole hassle of going to. I feel like.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
I do like a flight though. I
know
a flight,
it is quicker. It's like an hour and you're
there.
there.
I like a flight,
But trust me,
I like a flight.
Just
but yeah, so I generally thought everything happy days. She's happy. She's got her money back. But like I said, it wasn't about the money. The disrespect and obviously the fact that she really saw a future with me, and she's at an age where
how old is she, by the way?
She's 30.
Huh? She was older than you.
Oh, come on, man. I stunned it. I choose. Look, do you know what it is? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this straight up right now in front of live TV, whatever you want to call it. Older women absolutely adore the shit out of me. I just don't want an older woman. You understand where I'm coming from? At my age right now, you know, where you're looking at these women that want kids at an early stage, which is quite right. Everybody wants to be a nice young parent and stuff. I'm just not ready for all of that. And obviously from the vibes that I'm gathering with a lot of older women, that's what they're kind of looking towards, which is fine. But I'm just not the person that's going to give you that. Hence why I actually choose to go a few years younger than myself. Okay. Maybe more than a few.
So wait, before we start talking about that, Michael, we need to get to the hot topic. We're still on Fraud Bay. So, okay, cool. Fraud Bay happened, you dropped the video, Angel exposed you. You said there was many times you were exposed.
Yeah.
Was it for fraud as well?
Nah, that's just for being a male gigolo.
Okay, for being trash. So...
Yeah.
Yeah. you know, you can't fight it. All right, you know, you're not going to tell me, are you a woman beater?
Not at all. My mum never raised a woman beater, and you know what? It's that's one of the topics actually that really got to me. You know, like I said, Fraud Bay to me, I brushed it off. Yeah. Honestly, Fraud Bay to me was like, all right, you know, it's whatever. The woman beating situation really hit.
What was home. The story with the woman?
It was a girl that I was seeing that was from Birmingham. And,
is this the Natalie situation?
No.
Okay, so this is a different...
That's even from way back. That's what I'm trying to say to you. This whole woman beating came from, and funny enough, it landed on my birthday last year. So imagine I'm celebrating my birthday, all of a sudden, that girl's sister drops a tweet on Twitter saying, Michael, if you ever beat up my sister again, I'm gonna burn your flat down. I blinked my eye. On my birthday, I blinked my eye and the whole thing just went absolutely viral.
Wait, hold on. So wait, when's your birthday? When did this happen?
3rd of March, 2018. That's when it happened.
So you just had your birthday.
I just had my birthday now.
Very belated birthday.
Thank you very much.
But, okay, so the woman beating situation, okay, that was another situation. Because I think people have confused it with this situation that's hot now on the TL. Yeah. Because it's popped up again now.
It's popped up again and you know, obviously... a lot of people aren't aware of it, but then every now and then a few people that obviously were involved in that whole passer, because I actually went to go see her after and recorded her without her knowing, and she admitted obviously that it didn't happen.
Okay, yeah.
But people then, it's almost like I had the recording for her to say it didn't happen. I do apologise, but it was my sister that tweeted it at the end of the day, not me. And you could understand where my sister came from when she's seeing me come home at a crazy time in the snow. When I should be at your house at that time, you feel me? So I get it, but come on, man. I mean, you can't tell me that your sister just went and, you know, made crazy accusations like that without you having some sort of input.
Of course.
But cut long story short, I recorded her and I slapped it on Twitter, the recording. And people then, again, made it seem like, you know what abusers are like. They know how to manipulate people. Oh, Jesus Christ. And it's almost like, again, it makes it seem like some R. Kelly moment with me.
I know.
That I'm manipulating all these young girls.
No, because I'm actually starting to feel very sorry for you.
No, it's getting to that point. And honestly, I'm very disgusted with what R. Kelly's done. Let me just put that out there. And I'm one of the people that say throw him in there. But it's almost like if I am one of the people to say that, a lot of people kind of look at me and think, well, don't you belong in there as well? And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what?
I've got women in my yard. Don't get me wrong, my house is a very comfortable yard. So I have people that come into my life that feel very comfortable at very early stages. I've had girls that come just to chill, and then before you know it, I've ended up staying for 4 or 5 nights.
Oh, damn.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So when they talk about all this manipulating stuff, me, I'm cool. Like, you're at my house, feel free, feel at home, whatever. If you need a long top, I've got clothes in the wardrobe that you can slip on. So when it gets to it, it's just people just make it seem like, like I said, I'm holding these girls. You know, I've been told one of them had a hostage in my yard. Why would I keep a girl?
I've heard that as well.
Why would I keep a girl hostage in my yard when I'm trying? What am I really gonna say to this girl? You can't go home. Like, you've got a family to go home to.
Meeting you, and hearing these assumptions, I don't know if
this is why I sit there and can just laugh it off.
Yeah,
that's what people don't seem to understand.
Now I see why.
If these stories were true, of course I'll be sitting in the corner going, "Oh Jesus, I need help." Do you know what I mean? Or crying tears or doing the most and rare. The reason why I react the way I react is because it's absolutely bullshit. And it's just laughable that someone like myself, that people seem to think, and I'm quite flattered, if I'm honest, that people think I've got that much power over people's children. Do you know what I mean? These are grown women that you claim I'm keeping hostage in my yard, and I've got them in separate rooms, and I'm manipulating them, and I'm abusing them mentally and physically, and I'm like, yo.
How many bedrooms do you have anyway?
Well, it depends which house you're talking, because obviously I've got a few that come down to my yard in Milton Keynes. So that's
so you got a yard in Milton Keynes?
Yard in Milton Keynes.
So have you placed a deposit for a mortgage yet? Or are you looking into it?
That's actually that's a family home, but obviously through family I've been able to do that.
No,
so
but because you sound like you're living right now, like you might as well just slap a mortgage now. Come on.
Yo, there's a lot of plans. There's a lot of plans, you know. But yeah, I've had a lot, but girls that have come to you know, travel to Milton Keynes to see me there, and obviously when I'm in London, they travel to see me in London. So, and again, I book a lot of apartments here and there as well. So, like, you know, I like to be spontaneous, so I don't mind going up to Birmingham, Manchester, Newcastle, all these other places.
Can management look into doing Day in the Life of Michael Modern? That would be so sick. Michael Modern, we just need to be following you around, see what you do, what you get up to.
My life's a movie.
No, I really want to be involved. Like, I want to see all of this.
Boy.
So, do you ever come across your life being threatened? Like, obviously, you get threatened a lot. I suppose you get threatened a lot, right?
I've had the odd. Why is he not dead yet? Or why has no one done him anything?
But you've got people on the TL saying, I'm going to come and burn your flat down and things like that.
I've got people on my TL saying they're going to come and burn my flat down. But, again, do you know what? A lot of, again, the last girl I was seeing said to me, you know, you really do think you're invincible. And I think I'm starting to think that, because, again, I've made it very clear to people, look, I've not harmed anyone. You know, regardless of what you believe, I've done wrong, and I admit to my wrongs, same way I admit to my rights. But I've not harmed anyone. I've not killed no one's child. I've not harmed no one's child. Yeah, of course, I'm hurt in regards to my disloyalty in relationships. But you know, for people to go to the extent of throwing death threats and stuff like that, to me, I just think they're doing too much, if you ask me. So to me, I always say to them, look, I've had hosting. You know, I've been hosting all year, and I make sure I throw that on my social media platform.
Yeah, you don't hide where you are. Basically.
I don't hide where I am.
Yeah,
I put my locations. You see what I'm saying?
Right
So
now,
it's like, if you really want to see me, please purchase a ticket and come and see me and do whatever you got to do. But you got to purchase a ticket, please. Yeah, I mean, make sure you purchase a ticket. I mean, if you're gonna do something, you got to make sure you provide towards the event so that it can come into my pocket.
Fuck him.
So that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Now, again,
but you've got people out here saying you stabbed Renee.
Oh, old type Miss R Fabulous.
Shout out Miss R Fabulous for
Jesus.
real, because she's been everywhere, and I can't even catch up.
Yo, crazy.
What's the story with that? So was you doing a thing with Natalie?
I was doing a thing with. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Me and Renee had history.
Okay.
Me and Renee had history.
I need to drink water.
But we had history at the time when she had a boyfriend, and that boyfriend happened to then actually be a friend of mine. So I wasn't even aware that this is the so-called person. Myself and Renee was actually supposed to go on holiday together.
Huh?
And I had to cancel the whole flight. I booked the whole flight, everything. And I had to cancel it because that boy is now sitting in my car talking about Renee.
How do you know Renee? How did you come across her? How did you guys meet? How do you know her?
Renee's always been a big fan of me, man. She knows that. You know, she's always been a big fan of me on social media. And there's been a few times where she's blocked me off social media because her boyfriends at the time have done so. They've told her to do it, but she always ends up coming back and following me on, blocking me and whatever. And I used to always think, why does she keep coming back and forth? And then eventually she reached out to me and explained to me, look, I'll be honest with you, I think I think you're attractive, blah blah blah, but it's my boyfriend at the time that blocked you off my blah blah blah. So you know at the time there was an attraction there, and eventually.
How long would you say for? How many years, months?
Nah, not years, because again she's very occupied. She's a very occupied woman, so she's one of them women where she reaches out to you and you don't grab the chance. You can blink your eye and she's got these two ended up linking each other and acting like best friends. And I didn't know how it started. I just knew 1 minute Renee's messaging her asking questions about me, and I knew eventually she's going to get to, how do you know Michael, blah blah blah, and I'm going to be the topic of the conversation. So in regards to what happened recently, they both ended up reaching out to me, because it's almost like really and truly we met through Michael type of thing, or we met because of Michael.
Yeah.
So both of them kind of came at me with their side of the story.
But wait, sorry. Both, it's a love triangle. Don't you see it? It's not, maybe not love, but it's a triangle.
Yeah, it's definitely a triangle. Because obviously at the end of the day, I've had a thing with both of them, so I can understand why people would look at it as a triangle. Yeah.
Okay, so you went on the holiday. Renee reached out to her, and then they became friends.
I mean, they were with each other.
I think Renee moved in.
Moved in. She was her landlord at this point. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, look, Renee's saying again, how can you comfortably stay at someone's house for nearly a month? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I would feel so uncomfortable. I mean, I've stayed at people's houses.
But maybe Renee's going through something.
Maybe she is, but then at the same time, you know, I get it. But she's a university student, man. It's not like she's living in her own place or whatever.
Yeah.
There's barely any space in there. I mean, after 4 or 5 nights, you want to be going right. You know, okay.
Do you go up there though?
Have I gone up there before?
Yeah.
She's come to mine, and I've gone up to her student accommodation. Yes. I know it sounds wrong. Oh my gosh. But it's not. Do you know what? You say student accommodation, but let's be honest. It's in a heart of Lewisham. It's not really student.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a lot of other people actually living there, so it's a normal accommodation. But yes, it's a student that lives there, or a few students that live there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, and then you lot went out. You went and said hi to Renee first. Apparently, you didn't see Natalie. She was mad, and she got mad at Renee.
That wasn't even about me.
Well, who was that about then?
That was about an ex geezer.
So how did you get involved? Do you need to tell us how
This
you're
is how
involved?
I got involved.
Because you was on live as well.
Yeah, this is how I got involved. And I wouldn't even say got involved, because it's like, I shouldn't have been involved.
Yeah.
You've got Renee that's in hospital.
Yeah.
With a stab wound on her foot.
Yeah.
And she's sending me pictures. Bear in mind, I was the first person to see all these pictures of her injuries, you know.
Oh.
She's come and sent me all these pictures. She's come and reached out to me. She said, please call me. And how well do you know Natalie? Blah, blah, blah. So at this point, when she's telling me she's at the hospital, I gave her a little bit of time on my day to say, right, what's happened?
Yeah.
And she told me Natalie stabbed her. As soon as she said that, I said, what? I understand. I feel sorry for you, but I don't want to get involved in all of this. Yeah. That's just, you know, you've reported it to the police or whatever.
Yeah.
Let them deal with it.
Okay.
End of. She then obviously went and told me that she asked me if I know Natalie's password, and I said, password to what? To her phone. And I'm like, why have you got a phone? She's like, don't matter, blah, blah, blah. Left it as that. Natalie then calls me that same evening as she just got bailed out. Bear in mind, she's got no shoes on her feet. Her wig's not on. You know, she's walking around pretty much in the same clothes that she got arrested in.
Yeah.
No nothing.
Yeah.
But her wallet is attached to her phone, etc., etc. So when she mentioned that she's got nothing, and you know she's walking home, and she was calling me off strangers' phones, and I felt sorry for her. So
she knows your number off by heart.
Boy.
Go on. Sorry. Continue.
Like
sorry.
It gets like that. But she's, you know, at the end of the day, that's a friend.
Yeah.
You know, that's someone that's like I said, that's looked after me. Took me on holiday, done all the spending and stuff like that. I appreciate people.
No, you love it. You love it. You don't appreciate. You love it.
I love it, but I appreciate people like that as well, because that's when I go, do you know what? Hold that. You see what I'm saying? So a few times I've said, look, I'll send you money in your account, blah, blah. So it's not like these people do these things for me and I just go, yeah, whatever, and keep doing it. I do nice them as well, you feel me?
Yeah.
But of course, like I said, they don't promote that side.
Yeah.
Cool. But Natalie's now said she's lost her phone, and I said, well, technically you haven't, no. Renee's got your phone. She's obviously gone and somehow reached out to Renee, and Renee's now come back to me and said, how are you going to tell her that I've got her phone? You're fake, you're a snake. How long have you known her for compared to me? Me and you been friends from way back.
No, so wait.
That's all.
Wait. Have you been fucking Renee? Have you been sleeping with Renee?
Damn, put me right on the spot.
No, because I feel like that's something, when things like that are missing from the story, it confuses it, or it tends to switch the story. Was it a thing where you was beating Renee and beating Natalie at the same time?
No. My sexual relationship with Renee stopped early last year. early last year, or probably towards the end of 2017. Yeah, around that time.
18 or 17?
Again, it was a little while ago, but I'm taking a wild guess here. 2 years.
So was it before she became the Miss R Fabulous that people
100%,
are watching?
yeah.
Okay, so it was
before all the BBL and all that other shenanigans, man. Like,
oh damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before all of that.
So Renee's called you. She's given you, like, you know, why you being fake?
Yeah. Basically calling me a snake and that, you know, I should have been loyal to her rather than Natalie, because I've only known Natalie for God knows how long, and she felt offended by that. So, and that's the main reason to why she decided to just throw me into a scandal that's got absolutely nothing to do with me.
She must have snapped like, Michael Modern, you're fake. I'm gonna be dealing with you as well. So is that why? Yeah,
I mean, she started her story on Snapchat. And how she did it was very smart and very calculated, and that's what people need to understand. And that's the reason why a lot of people mistake the fact that they thought it was me that stabbed her. Because if you're going to tell a story and you're mentioning a name, and then you go on to tell the story, but refer the person that actually stabbed you as I was a friend to this person. That friend was supposed to be a friend. You're not mentioning gender. You're not mentioning names. But then you start the story with Michael Modern, and then you end up finishing it with Michael Modern. So a lot of people are now looking at it thinking, again, Michael Modern, abuse, now stabbing.
That's what I was thinking.
And then I'll just go and abuse, GBH, you know, attempted murder, fraud,
everything.
They must think my criminal record is longer than.
So what is your criminal record? Just tell them, just to, like, you know, clear the record.
Yeah, I've got minor fraud.
Minor fraud.
Minor fraud, and that's it. You know, when I was a little kid.
So no attempted murder.
Fights here and there, but you know, nothing.
No
what, attempted murder?
No.
Oh Jesus! Stop it. What people need to understand, and I say, and I'll proudly say it, I'm a massive teddy bear on the inside. Honestly, like, you know, I don't ever want people to think this is me. You know, they look at my size and be like, yeah, he definitely did that shit. I think that was one of the things. I mean, the same people that were, oh my God, you look at his arms and look at, we're the same people that are like, yeah, them gym guys, yeah, you never know, they're a bit. You see where I'm coming from? Yeah. That's not me. I'm still the sort of person that drops a Haribo and thinks, I've got to drop another one because I don't want this Haribo to be lonely on the floor. Like, I still have that sort of mentality. You see where I'm coming from?
He's a sweetheart.
You know, so when I'm hearing all these topics about, you know, they even went as far as saying I was abusive towards my sister once upon a time. You know, and you know, it's sad. It's sad. You know, and like I said to you, you know, those abuse accusations and stuff, it does hurt me. It's not true. I would never ever lay hands on a woman, and I genuinely think if I ever did, come on, let's be honest, mate. You know, she would not be able to look pretty the next day or whatever. You see where I'm coming from. Again, I'm not a saint. I do mistakes. So when I feel like women need to be very careful with the accusations that they come out with, because again, it comes down to rape as well. The minute a man breathes in your ears, oh my God, rape. Do you get where I'm coming from? Or, you know, I get it. I get the power of saying no, but we've all been in situations where, you know, you're in bed with a woman, you're both half naked, he makes his first move and whatnot, and the girl's a little bit like, no, babe, this ain't right. Yeah. And then eventually, you know, you have the best sex ever.
Yeah.
But again, I understand if a woman says no, it's no. You get me? But women also need to be very careful with the sorts of accusations that they put out there. You know, abuse can come in many ways, but I feel like the minute you can hold a woman by her arm, for example. I'm a strong person. You see what I'm saying? So, and when I'm shouting, I can look very intimidating.
Yeah, of course.
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally understand it. Because again, if you stepped out of your body and saw your reaction, you'd be like, oh my gosh, maybe I went too far there. Yeah. And I understand why she was so scared and thought he's really going to beat me up. But then again, you still got to be very careful, because if he hasn't touched you, he hasn't touched you, darling. It doesn't matter how intimidating he was at the time, how angry he was. Did he beat you up? Did he touch you? That's the question. If he hasn't, don't say he has. You can say he was intimidating. You could say he comes across very, very aggressive. I've had my aggressive moments. Again, I'm human. I've got emotions.
Exactly.
But to take my aggression and you know, again, make up a wild story about me abusing you and stuff. And it hurt me the other day that people think I could, you know, people think so low of me that they could actually believe a story of me stabbing a female or stabbing anyone in that matter. I would not stab anybody, let alone a female.
Does this affect you? I know you've been asked this question before and you've denied that it doesn't affect you mentally, but when you actually hear it from you, does it make you like some sort of, not depressed to the fact that you need to go and get antidepressants, but some sort of like, oh, is this what people really think of me?
Do you know what? One thing I'm good at, I get moments like that. I've got, you know, I've had moments where I'm down.
Yeah.
But I just don't. They just don't last long.
Yeah, you don't have time for it. Basically.
You see what I'm saying? It's literally 5 minutes. I can't believe this just happened.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, cool, snap out of it.
Move, yeah.
We move. I mean, that's generally what it just comes down to. Like, no one can choose my destiny. You can't choose what happens tomorrow, car. Religion or not religion, I'm a very spiritual person. So the way I see it is what's been written has been written.
Yeah,
you can't change it. No one here can change it. I can't change it.
Yeah.
It's already going to happen.
Yeah.
So regardless of what anyone says out there, I've got to move and reach that future that's already planned for me. You see what I'm saying? So I just get on with it.
Do you think people are building you or they're breaking you?
Definitely building me at this stage.
Yeah, because God
at this
does
stage,
put people through situations.
100%. You know, I've learned so much about myself since this whole situation and whatnot, and I'm just getting stronger. And at the same time, yeah, you know, the opportunities that I'm getting off it, which is crazy as well. I mean, I know a lot of people are looking at it and thinking, how did he end up going from this
to that,
now hosting in, you know, one of the biggest events in London, Birmingham, Manchester, you know, being invited by yourselves and other bigger, you know, big platforms and stuff like that. So I just see it all as a blessing, man.
To be honest, you got to make something of it.
100%.
Got to make something of it.
You know?
So what would you say, because I'm sure Renee and Natalie will probably watch this. What would you say to them? Have you been in contact with such?
Again, I've made it very clear. I've got no sort of beef. Again, I hate to say that word because I don't beef people, man. I really do not have any time. But you know, there's I haven't got a problem with Renee, and I've made it very clear to her. I've got love for her. You see what I'm saying? You know, she's been a good friend of mine for a long time. Although we've had our differences, you know, I don't forget the good that she's done, not just for myself, but many people around her. So I'm cool with her, but obviously at the moment, like I said, when she's in that mood, no one can snap her out of it. So I'm just letting her cool down. And ideally, I'll be honest with you, at this stage, I just want to stay away.
Okay.
If I'm honest. That's got nothing to do with my personal relationship with her. I just feel like this whole thing where people generally think me and her probably sit down and create these dramas, and I just don't need that. You see what I'm saying? And at the time where you got to understand, at the time as well, where myself and Renee did have a you know, I'd say sexual relationship, I was actually with my ex-partner at the time. You see what I'm saying? So when she sees all these things, it still affects her because she's thinking, yo, like, have a little bit of respect for me in the sense of this is the person that initially actually broke us up.
Do you even have respect for women though at this point?
Of course I've got respect for women. I love women.
No, I feel like you've only got respect for a certain amount of women.
I've got respect for women.
Trust is your nature, you know.
I mean, look, I've got respect for women, but I feel like if you're going to come into my life, you know, that respect, you know, I just feel like a lot of women out there, believe it or not, they don't have respect for themselves. That's what it really comes down to.
It's true.
And I'm not here to teach no one's child, man. I'm no one's daddy out here. I haven't got any kids myself, so why should I father you? So if you're going to come into my life and you genuinely just want to have a bit of fun, I'm not going to tell you, say you're more worth than that. If you genuinely just want to have a bit of fun, let's have a bit of fun. You can't then just go from there to, you need to, you know, see my worth a lot more. I deserve more. You've come into my life, this is what you wanted. And all of a sudden you're like, actually, I deserve more. That's fine. I'm happy that you've realised that. But you're not getting that from me. That's all it is. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. But yes, you know, at the same time you mentioned only certain females. I've got a crazy different type of respect for certain individuals. And that only comes down to how much do I like you? How much do I see a future with you? And if I genuinely think you're going to be here this time next year and the following year and rare, I will invest in you. I will have time for you. I will go the extra mile for you. But the ones that are just here to dip in and out, I mean, you got what you wanted. I got what I wanted. No one's hurt.
Okay. So I'm just gonna pick out a few comments there, like you say, that really, like, it upset me. Like when you was talking about on your live, you was like how you're never gonna spend your money, and you're gonna be spending women's money because people are coming for your money or something like that. Do you recall that?
Do you know what? I had so much alcohol that night, didn't I? So,
you actually did.
I was backing up that absolute vodka like there was no tomorrow.
Do you mean that though?
I do remember saying, I like it when women spend money on me.
Yeah, you said something mad. It's on YouTube anyway. People can go.
Okay.
But you was just saying something about how this is why you're out here to take people's money, and
I don't recall.
Something like that. You were saying something along them lines.
But
and that's when you was talking about Bali.
Yeah. Nah, I remember that part because I was saying, look, same way. Okay, nah. The point I was trying to make is same way women are out here enjoying the free lifestyle, and I'm saying free lifestyle because I've got a lot of all these influence. Believe me, somehow, somewhere, I've had some sort of relationship with them, whether it's just purely just friendship or more. So I know what the lifestyles are like. I've had girls send me videos and pictures of how much they take home after going out on a night out. I'm talking up to £700-800 just for going to Common LA Lounge. Yeah, you get where I'm coming from. To me, I really don't have no opinion on that. If men wanna give out their money freely to women and do whatever they got to do, then that's fine. But then I think if women want to do the same for men, what's the issue? And I'm one of them men that will say, if a woman wants to throw money at me, who am I to stop her from doing so? Do you get where I'm coming from? Same way, and that's when I brought Bali into it. I said, same way, I've booked a holiday, for another woman to go to Bali, and I've made it clear to her.
So you single?
I'm single, yeah. I'm single. I'm fully single.
You're single, but you're taking a sweet one to Bali.
It's a friend. It's a friend. It's all now.
It's just a friend.
Nah, do you know what? I like to travel.
Okay.
I like to travel. So it's one of the ones there where when you travel, you like a bit of company.
Yeah.
But not just, again, when people always think it's, again, sexual company, but it's not. You know, I like taking pictures. I'm sure everyone's been on my social media and know the sort of pictures that I like and the flashiness and stuff.
Yeah, you love a picture.
I love a picture. I absolutely love a picture. So the way I see it is, if I'm going on all these holidays and I'm going on my own, who's there to take my pictures? I've done solo holidays before, and the unfortunate part was I just never got anyone that could take
pictures for you.
That's
you
it.
Can't ask people.
You know, you can, and then, you know, they end up making it all blurry and stuff like that.
You need the angles.
You need the angles. Although every angle works with me, but... You know,
okay.
you still need someone that takes their time in taking these pictures. So, you know, I always like to bring company with me, and at the same time, it benefits them as well. You know, because they're in that sort of market that I'm in too. So these are girls that are into what I'm into.
So you say you're single. Are you looking to settle?
Nah.
But if you was to settle, like, what would be your ideal type of girl? Explain. Tell the TL, because TL's watching. Tell the TL what your type is, like, what do you like in a girl?
Hard working, independent. You feel me? Yeah, I mean, just, what are we talking? Personality, looks, everything. Describe
your ideal woman in like 5 words.
Black, ambitious, beautiful, spiritual, strong.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap this up now. It was really nice having you. We had a nice conversation.
Thank you for having me.
You know what I mean? Anything upcoming we should be expecting from Michael?
There's a lot coming. I mean, I've actually got a TV show that I'm planning.
Oh, what type of show?
It's going to be about dating. Okay. So it's going to be interesting. I can't say too much, but it should be fun. And on the music side of things, again, I've got a lot of producers that have sent me instrumentals left, right and centre. Okay. So I'm just literally trying to juggle everything all together. It's just become so busy, so I just need to find some time to just do everything all in one. But there's some new music coming out soon. I know a lot of people have asked me on the social media platform in regards to new music. So there's new music coming out soon. And yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening, but one of them isn't drama. So let's hopefully
stay away from that.
100%. 100%.
I hope the rest of 2019 goes well for you.
The 2019 has already started well. I mean, like I said to you, a lot of people need to understand, you know, again, this year alone, I think Bali will be my 4th holiday. You know, on the financial side of things are going well. I can't complain. You know, my family's cool. They're all in Ghana enjoying right now. So, you know, again, what you see on social media is not what happens in real life. You feel me? Like I say to people, even all these women, you know, I got respect and love for all of them. And although, yeah, you know, there's a big number out there that I've showed the anger towards me and stuff. You know, there's still a crazy amount that show love. You know, and again, like I said to you, I choose for them not to do it publicly. I'd rather them do it privately for their protection. That's all. Oh my gosh, I'm saying protection like I'm, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy.
Wow.
For their protection. Damn, who am I?
Crazy. But anyways, thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
So much. Anyways, guys, that's the end of Hot Topics, and I'm sure to see you guys in our next video. Please make sure to like this video, share it, subscribe, and I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. That one was a bit long.
An hour. Just over an hour. Wow.
Okay.